Good.
So,
Going live.
All right. There we go.
All right.
Get Elvis in there.
Nice and sunshiny. All right, look at that. It is our post-game show. What's up? It is the UT post-game show presented by In the Building Production and Love You Art Television.
And Orlando.
You know what, man? And Orlando. You know,
Kell.
yeah. So it's a big day. We got a lot to
Cheers.
do. Cheers to you. That's German, so don't drink it too fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were talking about beer yesterday, and I don't drink this all the time. The stuff that I like, they didn't have, and so this is good too.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'll drink American beer and stuff, but I try not to drink a lot of beer, which is why when I do drink a beer, it's a good one.
Yeah,
this one, you'll feel this one
for sure.
And the Longhorns are certainly feeling themselves. How about that for a segue?
Good Lord.
The Longhorns host something called LA-Monroe.
Something called.
And
pretty much though.
This is the coach that said we're not scared of these people. We're not afraid of Texas because half my kids played against Sargent High School. We may not win, but we won't. We're not afraid of them. Well,
he did say that.
Yeah. That's fine if you're not afraid of them, and they probably weren't afraid of them. You're just not nearly as good as they are. And Texas beat their ass 51-3.
My mom always told me you don't have to be scared to get your ass whooped.
Oh no, a lot of brave guys have been shot. Matter of fact, that's that machismo that sometimes backfires on you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we ain't scared of them. Mm-hmm. F them. We're gonna go in there and roll their asses. But I don't think LA-Monroe expected to compete.
No, that was a money grab.
Sure, and they got that same
paid, right? They got $1.5 million, just like UTSA.
Just like UTSA, yeah. So that's probably more than half their budget for the year.
LA-Monroe, yeah, for sure.
And again, and I've talked about this for 3 weeks in a row. You just could not ask for a better scenario if you're Steve Sarkisian.
As far as the way the schedule,
everything. Okay, so you got two really good quarterbacks.
Okay,
your backup's more talented than your starter, although your starter is really, really good too, and is the starter and has earned the job. And as long as he's healthy, which he's not currently,
right,
it's okay because he's good enough. It's not like you're playing a guy who's not any good. Quinn's going to be a first-round pick, but you do have a really good kid, a really super talented guy, and you have a scenario where even when he plays, your offense still can hang half 100 on the other team if you're playing UTSA and LA-Monroe. Now, Mississippi State's not very good, but could be a different story. So Arch may have to start again.
Any update on?
Update. Well, they said that Quinn's not quite ready yet. And they expected he may or may not be able to start in the Mississippi State game. So right now, Arch is possible for another start.
No quarterback controversy yet?
No, which again, this is a good thing for Sark because he's got two good quarterbacks. Everybody knows their role. As soon as Quinn is 100%, I'll call you back in a minute. That's my kid calling during the podcast. Can I call you? I'll call you back 30 minutes. I love you. Okay. As soon as Quinn's ready, he plays, period. No matter what Arch does. Now
Arch threw 2 interceptions, by the way.
He did
against LA-Monroe.
And this is more of the best case scenario. So the kid that everybody loves, that everybody wants to see,
played well. He still may not be all the way ready.
Right. He had a little bit of comeback down to earth last night,
for sure,
and threw 2 picks and was not very good on deep balls.
He had a good one to bond.
He did.
He had a good one to bond.
Sure. Yeah, he's good, but he wasn't as good as he's going to get when he's like the everyday starter next year. And so everybody saw last night, oh, yeah, Quinn's still the guy, even though it's nice to have Arch. So it's just a great scenario.
But keep in mind, his uncles threw a lot of interceptions, too.
Oh, sure.
Because
they got the balls to throw balls. He throws the ball.
Yeah, they're not scared to throw it. But Peyton, I think 27 picks his rookie year. So they're
maybe 29.
They're not scared.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But I guess it's a good problem to have. It's rich people problems.
Yeah, these are rich people problems. These are SEC conference problems.
Yeah.
SEC problems.
Absolutely.
I've said this for 3 weeks. If you don't have a quarterback controversy at least a little bit, then you're not doing the job.
For sure.
You've got to have 2 studs in your stable if you're going to compete, and every year. And Arch has been cool about, being the backup, but he's still getting playing time. He's going to wind up getting his Letterman jacket, even when Quinn Snyder's back. Quinn Snyder.
I've heard that.
Quinn Snyder.
But again, I'm more again, I know we got to play the hits, as you learned at the Dan Rather School of Communication and your first gig at ESPN.
Of course, but
3 or 4 games they've held teams under 10 points.
Right.
Look, I know defense isn't sexy, but look, in this day and age where we're in college football and the way that the rules are set up, everybody can score.
Yep.
Everybody can score. The team that has the best defense normally ends up winning the national championship. I can even look back at Michigan. But this team, I mean, and even the game they gave up more than 10 was against Michigan in Michigan, and it was 12, and that's because they called the dogs off. I'm a huge, huge fan of how – because in games like yesterday and games like UTSA, it's easy for the defense to get whatever, game's over. You know what I mean? It's easy to take that role, but this tells me this, like, I'm not calling them that, but when you have like Ray Lewis-led defenses and Georgia-led defenses and Bama-led defenses, there's a pride, and you don't want to give up touchdowns. You don't want to give up scores, and there is no let-up. And that's what I sense with this defense that UT's had for these first 4 games.
Last week when UTSA broke off that long run, the defense were pissed.
They were pissed.
They were dog cussing on the sideline. That's bullshit. How can we? That's ridiculous. There's no way we should get blown off the line like that. Blah 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 blah. And then UTSA did next to nothing the rest of the night.
Absolutely.
And Monroe did pretty much nothing the entire night last night. So it's Michigan, whose quarterbacks, they're not even starting the same kid. You know what Michigan's new starting quarterback's name is, don't you? Orjy is how you spell it.
No way.
I'm not bullshitting you. And by the way, and he looks a lot orgy. That's the man's name.
Speaking of things going well for Texas, I'm not saying USC is Georgia.
They beat USC.
That's what I'm saying. That's a great win for Texas.
Right. With a different QB, albeit.
Yeah, no,
it's a
good win for Texas.
It made that win look better.
I didn't know what Michigan was. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. So all this shit's falling in line for Sark, man.
I know. So, and he's number 1 in the country in the AP again. Not that matters right now, but they ain't been number 1 in a hot minute.
No, it's been a
long time. And they just continue to roll through folks. And so now it sets up the first game. Big Southern John Plantation country. Mississippi State is coming to town. So
they'll be in Austin?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll see if Dak goes to the game. I doubt it. But Mississippi State's in town to play Texas next week. And this should be a little bit more difficult for UT than UTSA and Louisiana-Monroe. Not that Mississippi State's awesome.
More difficult.
Okay, yeah. A team capable of hanging with them. Still an SEC team. Mississippi State's probably still going to go to a bowl.
They're not ranked right now, though.
No, but they're still probably going to wind up winning the 6-7, go to a bowl. They're competitive. And they're, and where they are right now, see, Mike Leach dropped dead, and it's messed them up, set them back 2 years in recruiting. They'll be back. They're still solid. They'll get back to being one of those scrappy teams. They're probably better than Texas A&M right now. A&M looks shitty again.
A&M's not a very good football
team. You took Bowling Green to the wire at home.
Yeah, they're not a very good football team. Now, the thing that Sark will be fighting against this week will be peeking ahead, because obviously the week after next is the Red River game, and then of course Georgia. So the task this week for Sark will be telling the media, I'm not talking about Oklahoma. I'm focused on Mississippi State. I don't even know what you're talking about. We'll worry about that later. And keeping the team on Mississippi State. This half of the battle is these coaches having their guys ready to play when the ball's kicked off. So that'll be the task this week. More so than actually Mississippi State just being focused on this week.
Who has the better name? The new starting quarterback named Orgy, or the quarterback for Louisiana last night, General Booty?
He's been all over the world, right?
That kid's that's like what's just like 6th school?
Yeah.
Dude.
You just not him. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're a D1 quarterback, General Booty. But, you keep transferring because they're like, oh, I'm getting a raw deal. No, you're just not that guy. In high school, you were. Sometimes it happens. 50 Cent said it best. Damn, homie. In high school, you were the man, homie. What the bleep happened to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It happens.
I met Louisiana-Monroe is what happened to me. Couldn't sit still. He kept transferring because he wasn't starting.
He wasn't good.
He's not a power 4 starter. I just wanted to say General Booty before we,
There's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to say it as well.
I'm sure. Imagine the number of gags and jokes and sexual references he makes to his girlfriends. General Booty's coming over. 5-star.
How did I not know that we weren't going to be able to get past this? I thought we were, but no. Why would we though?
Well, it's Ovi's fault. Ovi210 who put that in the chat and reminded me. I wouldn't. I'd actually forgotten.
I did too.
I had forgotten about it this
Obi's
morning.
fault.
Oh, geez. So Texas is undefeated, as they should be at this
What
point.
did he say? I'm not even reading.
I anticipate that clapped that general booty last night. The Longhorns did. Yeah, they did.
Why has it got to be clapped?
They played like caca.
Come on,
man.
ATM and OU in trouble. Oh, A&M.
You mentioned that defensive front. They got all up in that booty last night. He couldn't do nothing. See, it's just unlimited. The pun, the dad puns are unlimited here.
I'm gonna give General some booty tonight.
The best player on that field last night, for my money, was a guy with a regular person's name, Anthony Hill Jr.
You think so? Better than Jaden?
Well, okay. The defensive game ball goes. Defensive game ball goes to Tony Hill Jr. Offense, my guy Blue's healthy now, thank God.
Yeah.
And he was.
I was worried
fantastic.
about their running game. Now again, we getting warmed up. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but all I can do is talk about what's in front of us. And right now they look great. But I was worried about the running game.
I was too, especially after Blue went down. Once they got into SEC, I was worried that it was bad. But it's not bad. He probably could have played last week. And they're not going to run him out there against a team they can win against unless he's 100%. So he looked good to me last night. So they get ready for Mississippi State last night. They kicked that booty's booty. Indeed, they did. Greg's in here. Good to see y'all respecting LG with your killer setup. Thank you. I can see Rudy, but I can't see Mike. The bright window washed him out. What are you talking about?
I can see. No, it
can't see
bright.
me. Here, stand here. Come closer to me so I show up.
Let me put a shadow on you. Let's see if I can shadow on you. We didn't get Elvis in there today.
Oh yeah, there's Elvis, dog.
Hey,
what's up, homie? Yeah, there's Elvis. Oh, we're good. We're fine. I'm too lazy to give us a great setup. Plus, we're going to LG's later. We got a long day today.
Well, it's a long ass day today.
Well, it's gonna be a fun day though. It's a football day. So when we get done with here, we're gonna go over to Slackers at NACO. Y'all should bring your asses out to Nacogdoches. If you are in the San Antonio area, when we hang up with this little post game here, we'll do an hour. This was Louisiana-Monroe. They're playing the backup 7:00 game, 51-3. I wasn't even gonna mention it, but he brought it up, so that's fine. We're going to leave this show here. We're going to go watch Cowboys and Ravens. And I honestly don't have any idea what's going to happen.
No, because both teams look like booty, since that's the theme.
Look like general booty.
Both teams in general look like booty. So who bounces back? Who's the team that says, all right, last week was some BS.
Right.
Let's get it
Who's Captain Booty this week?
Who's Captain Booty? Yeah, there we go. I like that.
You and I got into this earlier in the building.
Which one?
Who can ill afford to lose the worst? The Ravens can't be 0-3 in that division. No, Dallas can get away with 1-2.
Yeah, because Dallas isn't playing in a booty division.
And the Eagles don't look awesome.
The Eagles, they're driving right now against the Saints. But yeah, I would say I think the Ravens need this win more if we're going to go first take. Who needs to win more? I would say the Ravens, because the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants twice. They're going to beat Washington twice, and they'll split with Philly. The Ravens can't comfortably say that about their division. So
the thing that worries me about the Cowboys, and not to make them the story of the UT show, but I mean, UT whooped their ass 51-3. But the thing that worries me about the Cowboys is the Cowboys culture. They're the type that if they don't handle adversity well at all. They don't handle hard times. The Ravens, I guarantee you, they handle hard times better than the Cowboys do. The Ravens are tough. That organization, when you go to the Ravens, what are they known for? Toughness, fucking smash mouth football against the Steelers and Bengals and Browns. Lamar Jackson. And they're just tough dudes. Don't get me started on Lamar's playoff record, but the Ravens are a team that is just, they're violent. I always go back to a quote that the great Mike Tomlin once. When I need motivation, there's an old speech that Mike Tomlin gave about 10 years ago in the Steelers locker room, and he said, "Here's the thing: it's going to simply come down to who's more violent." They were playing the Ravens.
I like it.
Big Ben versus Ray Lewis.
More violent. I like it.
He told them, "Men, this is a violent game for violent people."
I like it.
The most violent team wins the game 9 out of 10 times. You have to go out there and be more violent than Ray Lewis. And and that's hard to do. But the point is that the Ravens are just a tough-minded organization.
Sure.
The Cowboys are not known for that. They're just not. When things are going poor, they sulk.
Sure.
Just like they did last week when the Saints jumped out to a lead on them. They just kind of pushed out the rest of the game.
It's kind of over.
And I think the Cowboys, if they go 1-2 and it looks ugly, I think this could. The only saving grace for Dallas is it does not appear that the Cowboys are in a good division this year.
No,
doesn't appear that way.
Giants are up on the Browns though, 21-7, but the Browns suck to me.
That damn Ravens culture is just superior.
Would you consider UT violent?
This year, UT looks violent to me. Now, for 10 years, they have not been, which is why I called them the Cowboys of college football.
There was a time it was DBU.
Oh.
There was a time if you played safety or corner at UT, you were going first or second round.
Mm-hmm.
They've gotten away from that. Maybe they get back to it with I can't pronounce it, Pete Kawatowski. Came from Washington. He's the defensive coordinator with UT.
They're good. Hang on to my kid. I got people going with us. Hey, I'm doing a podcast. What's going on?
Oh, I need to know where to park.
Okay. Did you get in the gate?
No, I need to know the code too.
I'll send you the code when we hang up. All right. And the door's open, so come on in. Love you.
Okay,
all right, bye.
What's your apartment number?
I'll text that to you too. I'm talking about 1,000 people on a podcast. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye. My oldest is going to go with us to Slackers.
All good.
Yeah, let me text you. You were saying, sir, about the Texas.
No, are they violent? Would you consider them violent? I consider them prideful.
This year, I think they're violent.
And the key to playing great defense in the SEC is, are you deep? Are you deep?
Can't get deep. Can't get no honey.
Yeah,
in the SEC.
Can you rotate 2, 3? Because that was the thing with Bama, and that's been the thing now with Georgia.
Yep.
Their third string defensive tackle is 5-star or 4-star.
Mm-hmm.
So, once we get into, OU, they'll beat Mississippi State. We can talk about that. They can't. We can't. Once they beat Mississippi State,
right,
we'll start to find out a little bit more over the next 2 weeks about this Texas team. So,
yeah, amen, brother.
As far as let's see how deep they are and if they can stay in the war of attrition that is the SEC.
Amen. All right.
No LSU this year, no Bama this year, no Auburn, just Georgia.
Well, there's no reason. There's no reason.
At this point, the way they look, I think they could possibly run the table.
Yeah, I don't
have Georgia at home.
Do you trust Arch to be able to lead them at least
against Mississippi State?
No. Let's say Quinn were to get hurt. At this point, I don't think Arch is ready to lead them. Like, do they make the playoffs with Arch?
Yes,
maybe.
Yes,
probably. Yeah.
No,
he's that good.
No, they make the playoffs.
But with Quinn, it's a guarantee.
Yeah.
The difference, I know it's hard. It's been a weird thing with us talking about these quarterbacks. The difference is that Quinn's simply better than he is right now. Mm-hmm. I trust him more than I trust Arch more.
Quinn went into Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
Until you've done that and been in that sea of crimson, it's a whole different thing. Like,
sure,
your Catholic school that Arch played at is not the Hedges in Georgia. It's not Death Valley and LSU at night. So until you've been through these type of games, until you've been in a Red River, it's a whole different thing. You have to actually go through that, and Quinn's been through that. So I get it. Like, Arch could be sexier, but right now Quinn's just more seasoned.
Absolutely. Which at this point, give me that.
Yeah,
give me that whenever he's ready. All right,
you're talking about winning the Natty.
Correct. It's the In the Building UT Postgame Show presented by the law office of Orlando Kell. My man Kell, hit him up. That is our family guy.
Did he go to the game?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. I don't think so. He's been working weekends the last 2 weekends.
A lot of divorces, huh?
Well, it turns out, Rudy, that 50% of all married people
that sucks.
Wind up getting divorced. The statistics simply suggest that 50% of y'all that are currently married will be divorced in the next 10 years or less.
Damn.
That's the data. I'm not, and maybe Thunderdome was the exception to the rule, but I doubt it. Which is why we've kept Orlando in pretty good business here for the last year and a half. And Orlando is the guy who brings this show today. Thank you to Kell. Look him up, Orlando, O-R, like Orlando, Florida, but Orlando, they pronounce the A like Orlando Kell. Stone Oak Mexican, Orlando Kell. My man Orlando Kell, look him up on Google. That's the official family lawyer of us. He's who brings our show, and I appreciate that. Jimbo's in here, spot on, Rudy. This is the Longhorns are tough. They've got a great defense. They're rough and violent on defense, and all they need is they don't need a quarterback to throw for 500 yards and all this magic. They just need a really good. I'm not saying Trent Dilfer, bus driver. Quinn is not that. They just need an experienced guy out there.
Yeah,
Dare I say, there's a shit ton of quarterbacks out there that could probably go 10-2 at worst with Texas.
because of the defense.
And just how talented they are.
And this is without Bijan. Because I think Bijan was a junior, right? He could have stayed this year if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right.
Or was he a senior?
Oh, he was a junior. I think he left.
But I mean,
early.
he did the right thing.
Right. And Jaden Blue's awesome.
Jaden Blue is
he's not Bijan, but he's
he was
now.
the third string. He was the third option, but still, he ended up being pretty darn good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you see God looked down and shined his light upon Colorado yesterday? Did you see?
Yeah, it's funny.
He had to do all that to beat Baylor.
You know, and there I say that Colorado is taking now Arch is a hype machine, but Colorado continues to be the story of college football.
Oh, it's by far.
Even though they're not very good. Just because of Dion.
It's not even close. Because
they're the story.
A part of being the face of something, people have to want to see you lose. Like Floyd Mayweather, half of the people wanted to see him lose. Ali, half the people wanted to see him lose. Tom Brady, LeBron James. Like, people got to hate you too. And there's a lot of hate for Colorado, which is why they are the face. Because you got half of us like, yo, we love Dion, so we riding with him. And then the other half like, forget those pompous buttholes. We want to see them get their butts beat every week.
Right.
So that's a part of being the face of it.
Absolutely. That's what happens. All right. How much other ball did you watch yesterday? I watched a decent amount yesterday.
I just was making sure. I kept my eye on the UTSA situation because they needed a win. I know they beat up on a cupcake, but they needed a win. But I just wanted to make sure I was ready for this show. So I watched UT. Wasn't very many interesting games. And USC, watched a little USC in Michigan.
In case y'all didn't see, Colorado did beat Baylor on a miracle.
Crazy
Hail Mary at the end of regulation to force overtime, and then they score a touchdown. And then, of course, Travis freaking Hunter, man. At some point, he's
the best player.
He can't do this in the NFL, though, right?
No, he's too little.
He's going to have to pick one.
Oh, you mean pick?
When he gets to the league, he can't play both, man. You can't play 75 plays in the NFL.
No.
Not if you want to stay healthy.
You'll take too much of a beating. He's a little dude.
Yeah. Hell of a hard decision.
But he's a football
for him
player
to make. Boy, is he ever. He's, in my opinion, if Colorado were better, shit, I'd say, I mean.
What would you pick? What would you have him do? If you
had to pick one, I'd pick him at wide receiver.
Not DB?
He won't take the pounding, and there's money in wide receiver.
Good point.
Yeah, he can go get CeeDee Lamb money here in 5-6 years when his rookie deal's up. I would play wide receiver if I were him, but he forces a fumble last night in the overtime. Colorado goes crazy. They all go ape shit, and all those kids storm the field. And Dion had to apologize for how ruckus it got after the game.
Oh, he already apologized?
Oh, yeah, it's okay. But I'm happy because it came at Baylor's expense.
I forgot the Horned Frogs are your
yeah, I'm happy.
That's y'all's ride.
A&M barely beats Bowling Green last night, 26-20. I thought they had their quarterback sitch figured out, but they still can't. Now they still can't score points consistently, and they let Bowling Green take him to the wire, which is ridiculous. UTSA played some damn Christian school.
This?
Houston Christian? Come on,
what
man.
is that? Well, Mike, they did play UT already. You know, they got
curb stomped. I have no idea if they're any good at all right now as we sit here. I have no idea what they have. It's Jeff Traylor, and I love the guy, and I trust him.
We both do. We all do.
But everyone based on what I've seen, are they going to go 500 in the conference? I don't know that they are. They're not good.
Not this season.
They're just not physically good. They don't have a lot of really great players on their team.
I agree with that.
And that'll piss some of y'all off watching, but they know
it's
I don't get paid to come on here and pump sunshine. I get paid to come on here and tell you how I think things are. And I mean, they're not good.
This is a quality.
You like it?
Quality.
Yeah,
cerveza.
Don't guzzle it. It's German beer. It's
quality cerveza, sir.
Been around since 1634. We're drinking Paul Honor, in case y'all are wondering.
Paul Honor
Hefeweizen.
Is that Munchkin?
It's the last time you had a beer.
Ooh. I don't really.
Munchen. Paul Honor Munchen. It's German. Munchen.
What, those two dots over the U tells you to say
it's an umlauten. Not that I'm a German expert. Yeah. Umlauten. Oh, yeah. Umlauten. Yeah. Vilket. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Pet Rock Media. What if I've been married for 15 years? Am I still part of the stat on divorces?
No.
I need to tell my wife to brace for. Yeah, with each passing year, Pet Rock, y'all move closer and closer to the end. No. Once you get to 15, I think you normally, if you get to 15, you're all right. Not all of them.
Not always, but
that's a good. He brings up a good point. Of all those 50% that get divorced, how many of those are 10 years or less? I bet you 75%.
Most.
Folks ain't staying married 20 years and they get divorced. I mean, it happens. But now that you've gotten to 15, I think you're okay, Pet Rock. You just make sure you know you're rolling. Y'all should, by 15 years, if y'all can't figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's mustache. The wife's giving me shit because I don't interrupt football for anything, but it's in the building, so I have to watch. You know what you could do, Henry, is even you can tip us too. Just go full. He's bragging about his scene control. She's already mad at you. I mean, it is what it is. You might as well have fun and send us a tip on the super chat.
Yeah, she's upset because normally if she asks him to do something during football, he's like, it's Sunday. But then he goes and watches this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure she's like, oh, wow. So you'll stop down for them. But, I mean, look at us.
Wow. It's 30 minutes, too. Come on, lady.
Yeah, who wouldn't stop down
Brian's
for us
gotten divorced after 14 years of marriage. Yeah, he couldn't see that last 7 months through, could we, Brian? He's a happy man, too, now. I met his current lady. Yeah. Brian made the right decision.
We met her at the garage sale.
Yeah, we did. Absolutely. What else? Around the country.
What else is going on?
I'm trying to remind myself to make sure that I pay attention to Big Southern John Plantation country. I've spent my whole life covering or watching the Southwest Conference and then the Big 12.
Now you got to watch Kentucky and Tennessee.
I got to make sure I saw what Vanderbilt did. At least know.
Now that's where I draw the line. I'm not watching Vanderbilt.
The game that I was just as interested in, if not more than Arch's first start, was Tennessee, Oklahoma, because I don't like Brent Venables. I like Oklahoma, but I do not like Brent Venables.
Why?
I think he's overrated as hell.
I do feel like he, because he did so well at Clemson, we gave him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he could have taken a bunch of different head coaching jobs, but he waited for the right one.
Sure, and he's only there because Lincoln bailed on him. I'm not saying he's terrible. He's not my style, that guy. There we go, Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
Y'all might have to go call Orlando now. Oh, you're fine. Give me her email. I'll send her an email thanking her for letting you have us for 30 minutes. Dang it, LG. That was a drop.
Are the Canes back? They look like they got the Canes look like they got those Florida kids they used to have. But
they've got some dogs.
But it's early. I don't know if they really played anybody, but the Canes look like they got them Florida kids that chase rabbits and quick and fast and strong.
Yep. How about that $9.99 from Henry? Thank you, Henry. So Tennessee goes into Norman and shuts Oklahoma's ass down. You don't just go into Norman and keep Oklahoma to 15. That's what Tennessee did to beat them. Tennessee's up at the top 5 now. And my man Mac Brown, and we'll end on some Mac Brown talk, because I love Mac Brown. I'll always appreciate what the man gave.
What happened?
North Carolina gave up 70 points last night.
To who?
James Madison.
And they paid James Madison $1 million from what I read.
Sure, yeah.
They gave up 70?
They got beat 70-50. That's a football score last night.
Football score. That's arena
70-50. It's like it's like arena league shit. Like 6-man football out in West Texas. Mac Brown says today he's not resigning after a very emotional locker room scene with his players last night, in which they got beat by JMU 70-50.
If this was basketball, I might be like, okay, but you give up 70 to James Madison.
And there's the thing, they were 3-0 going into the game.
Yeah, why is Mac even saying I'm not resigning? Are people calling for a job? Mac's done a great job.
He's old. 73. They're trying to Joe Biden him.
Oh, okay.
Carolina. He's not Joe Biden yet. And he's had a really nice run. He's in his 6th year already at Carolina.
Yeah, it's been there. He's been.
And they go to a bowl every year. He wins 8-9 games every year. I love Mac Brown. Love him hard. Love him very much. All right, let's get ready for some Cowboys. How about a prediction?
At home.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys by field goal.
Wow. I think the Ravens have to have it. They can't stop the run for shit.
They can't stop the run. Your pride has to kick in After what happened last week, your pride has kicked in. I know you're facing Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm. They're about to go 0-2 on the road. They're about to be 0-2 at home, where they've won a lot of games in the last 3 years, almost all of them. Give me Ravens to win this game, 28-27, in a barn burner that winds up a heartbreaker for the Cowboys, as the kicker, who's good, Brandon Aubrey, misses a field goal to end the game.
No, don't say that. That's
and the
what I
Ravens
think
win
Brandon
28-27.
I got Brandon Aubrey winning it at the buzzer.
And we'll get more videos of Jerry and Steven walking to the locker room on Twitter.
Crying.
Yeah, upset.
If they do lose, Mike McCarthy keep his job this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not yet. Give it time.
A little bit like
But
middle of the season.
He's on the clock. We set up here in 6 weeks and they're 3-6 or something like that or whatever.
Then it's time.
It'll be time because they'll fall apart because they're mentally screwed. They're mental midgets. Some of y'all get offended by that word, but that's what they are.
Offensive word, Michael.
They're mental little people. They're soft.
There
They're flat in the front like a Ken doll. Can I say that?
Yes.
All right, Slackers. We're going to head up to Slackers on Nacogdoches, and then we've got in the building tonight from LG Studios. Did we say what time for our people that like to watch us live? Game will be over around 6:30, 6:40, unless we go to overtime. How about 7:30?
Fair.
All right, see you at 7:30. Thanks for coming over, man.
No.
All right. I'll see you at Slackers. I'll be in a little bit. All right.
Peace.
Love you all hard. Peace out. Longhorns win. Mississippi State next week. We're going to get a live post game when the game is over and probably do an hour on the game. Love you all hard. Peace out. Thanks for doing it. All right. See you tonight on In the Building. Thank you to Orlando, Kell, and all the people. See y'all later. Go Cowboys and go Texas. All right, cool.